Hello everybody and welcome back to a beautiful Saturday morning. I thought I would take the opportunity a little earlier today, come out, take a look at a few things, maybe even get the video up earlier than, early evening would be nice. And being a Saturday, I thought we'd take a look at a couple of the tomatoes. I don't think we're going to take a look at everything though because, well, that's a tomorrow thing, isn't it? However, I do want to show you, to start this off, I want to show you anyway, the tomatoes that are growing in that little hugel mound, swale thing, raised bed garden we built a couple weeks back. I have already started to water this with some of the effluent from that biogas thing because I figured if it's going to overflow, I might as well do something with it. And if it's supposed to be plant fertilizer, I might as well try that. It's probably too early to see results, but let's take a look at this bed anyway. Looking at the little tiny tomato plants that are in here, they do look pretty happy, healthy, and vibrant. And I have to say, the unintentionals, all in the middle here, are really springing up since I put just that little bit of effluent on there. And I did mix it, probably not the 10 to 1 that I was supposed to. I'd say 1 part effluent to maybe 5 parts rainwater. But these sure look like happy plants, and a few weeks ago when I put them down, they were just itty bitty scraggly things. So I'm definitely going to keep watering this with that overflow and just see what it does for me. Like in the developing countries where I've seen people using these biogas digesters pretty regularly, source of all their cooking fuel and such, they swear there is like a 50% improvement on growth. And honestly, I see no reason for them to fabricate their results. It's not like they're going to profit from whether or not we build one of these things at home, right? Yeah, that's looking good. But that hugel swale mound thingy is built very similar to what we call the bunker garden here. There's a lot of straw and sticks and, yard waste, most people would consider it, in the bottom of this thing, and then even more clippings on top of it and a couple thin layers of soil. I think last year I might have thrown a little bit of sheep manure in here, but not much because I tried to spread it out over all of the garden beds, so that would not have left a lot for this one. And we can see this sort of straw base gardening method, at least here in Manitoba, really seems to work for tomatoes. I will definitely be building more of these setups when we get onto land. Most of you know, like what I'm doing here on our half-acre, this is all kind of experimental stuff, learning how to, soil garden, because aquaponics was where I got my start, and that is where the bulk of my experience with gardening is. But gardening in BC and gardening in Manitoba, it's two completely different worlds. Oh, that's tragic. Two completely different worlds of gardening techniques that are required for that. So all my experiments out here are to help me succeed in the long run with the whole Manitoba gardening thing. Oh, fly up my nose, how rude. But this definitely seems to work. It holds lots of moisture once you get it fully soaked in the first place. It takes a lot to soak it in. And I kind of thought as the years went by and the snow, packed it down and melted into it and packed it down some more and melted into it some more, it wouldn't really take so much to charge it in the spring. But it is still a pretty heavy watering that's required. But the results, really, I don't mind bringing a few barrels of water out to this garden if this is what it's going to do for me. So, yeah, I will definitely be building more of these bunker gardens, possibly even out of sod. Really all depends on what the ground cover situation is when we finally get a larger plot of land. So, yeah. See, now in a similar type bunker, we've got the potato-tomato bed, which, if you can tell, the tomato leaves from all the lawn here, because, the sod's still growing, right? But this is a similar situation. This is sod around the edges, primarily filled with lawn clippings, a little bit of soil. These ones here got roughly a gallon for each plant. 5 out of 6 have survived in that scenario. And again, because it's got the straw, when we get these big heavy rains, it all soaks in there and sponges up and slowly releases itself to the roots of the plant. I'm not seeing anything that looks like these plants are flooded or anything like that. And I definitely I never see any signs of wilt in this particular garden. So maybe not the best idea for potatoes, but it is sure working spectacularly well for tomatoes. So yes, up here we got the tomatoes all kind of hanging around our one questionable tree. These are all my lemon boys that were lined up out front. They just kind of end up somewhere different every time I mow the lawn. But these tomatoes are looking pretty good, you know. Like I said, we're not going to take a look at absolutely everything because that's kind of a tomorrow thing, but nice looking maters there. What do we got? What do we got? Bush beefsteak, I think this is supposed to be. Might have been a bit more of a bush if I hadn't taken the top off of it for cloning, but that is what it is. Slide over here, we've got one of the Sweet 100s. This is the less productive of the two plants. Still got a lot of cherry tomatoes on it though. This one just blows me away. Oh wow. It's gonna be like a little Christmas tree when those things start to turn red. Little decorations everywhere. These Sweet 100s though, I mean, if you're a cherry tomato person, that's definitely one to consider. Very, very productive. But again, if you're a cherry tomato person, you got to find yourself some of these seeds for the Broad Ripple Yellow Currant. I am going to try and save some of these to share with people at the end of the season. If folks want some, we'll figure out how to make that happen then. But the ones I'm hoping to save for myself, back over here, because it's the volunteers in the corn, and I'm pretty sure, judging from the leaf style, that this is going to be a cherry, and I'm even more convinced now that I look at the flower cluster here that this is going to be a sweet, or not a sweet Juliet, but Broad Ripple, like that last one we just looked at in the patch. So I'm saving seeds from these for me for my really, really short season. But those of you who live to the south, they get, you know, more than 8 minutes of a garden season. These ones here should be a fantastic choice. So yeah, let me know down below if you'd like me to try and save some of these, put them aside for you, and I will try to remember to do that. You guys who watch my channel a lot, you kind of know I have the attention span of a goldfish. Actually, I think my goldfish probably have a better attention span than I do, but I do try and remember things. It just doesn't always work. Look at that, eh? These indigo rose are looking nice, looking nice. Maybe not the leaves on them so much, but they're sure putting out some nice, deep, dark purple tomatoes. That is fabulous. Alright everybody, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up today. It is a beautiful day, so I've got chores I need to get doing. You know how that works. But yeah, I thought I'd take the chance nice and early while it's so particularly beautiful to show you what's growing on with all them tomatoes. I got a funny kind of feeling. It's a hot, sunny day. There's not a lot of wind. Who knows? We might even get onto that addition roof today. So, yes, that'll be interesting. Tomorrow we'll take a look at everything that's growing on, as is the Sunday tradition around this place. And I guess I'll see you then. Take care, everybody.